What's up, boys and girls? Y'all know who it is, which I'm actually copywriting as my rapper name in a move to get free publicity from rappers worldwide, amongst other things. I mostly just want to see how people react. As you may have noticed, I no longer sound like my girlfriend cheated on me because she died. Nah, I'm just kidding, I'm just back on crack. Woo! 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 Last week I was unable to make a video because I lost my voice and I thought taking a rest day would help me improve my gains. But this week was just so insane that I couldn't resist. Dave! Dinner's ready! Oh my god, Mum, I'll go upstairs when I finish my video. Why are you wearing any pants? Gianelli and Bueller just got signed by Stoke City. Anyway, starting off the show, we have our final transfer update. First up, we have Alex Pritchard, the Tottenham loanee who arrives at West Brom off an impressive record-breaking season, where he's managed to beat Aaron Ramsey, Vincent Kompany, and Daniel Sturridge in most total days injured. He might have a hard time breaking into the first team with such stiff competition from, hold up. Come on, Wikipedia. Stefan Sessegnon, Craig Gardner, and James McLean. Given Poppy Longstockings has 2 goals and 2 assists so far this season, and the other two only have that much between them, it wouldn't be unheard of to see the 4.8 mil man known by many as the Dirty Sanchez busting through into the starting 11. His stats at Brentford make for promising reading too. Last season he could be expected to score 0.34 goals per game, more than any current player at West Brom, and assuming he creates chances at the same rate, he can expect 0.26 assists per game. If he puts it all out there, he could well become a useful 4th midfielder. Next up, Aidan McGeady got loaned to Sheffield Wednesday. Lol. Newcastle United continued their penchant for signing players purely because they got on FIFA, with Pace-App Mob being joined by Ales Doumbia. While he's renowned for having pace so strong it risks turning your FIFA games into saunas, Doumbia, like Newcastle centre-back Chancellor Mbemba, has had songs written about him and appeared many times in TV and movies. Despite the questionable age, Doumbia's shot totals would lead to a whopping expected 0.88 goals and 0.14 assists per game. At 6.5 mil, he is definitely worth a punt, considering particularly how rubbish Everton's defence is, with 1.78 goals given up per away game. Although, given we don't know if he'll start or not, this is probably one for the guys who put their laptops straight onto their laps. Having somehow gotten tired of being racially abused by his own fans, Emmanuel, the living sponsorship Emma Nike, has joined West Ham from Turkish side Fenerbahce. Admittedly, he didn't do a very good job there, but his underlying stats weren't awful, with an expected goals of 0.47 and expected assists of 0.26 per game. Let's not forget, he also had to deal with climate change, which does exist between Russia and Turkey, where it's so hot that everything turns to jelly. At 5 mil, and with work permit issues, he's a huge monitor, but not a buy just yet. It's probably for the best too, as this week West Ham face an Aston Villa side who, and I can't believe I'm saying this, currently have the best defense in the league. Since their star centre-back has been starting, their defense has been harder to break down than a quarry, with 6 goals conceded in 7 games. Which is fortunate, because after failing to secure anybody this transfer window, Remy Gard looks like he's about to stab Randy Lerner. He's about to learn him something. Go full-blown Aston Killer. Probably already dug a grave in his garden. I'll stop. Pat Bam Bam Bamford has joined Norwich City this week, but if he couldn't start for a side who didn't score for 5 weeks, how the fuck is he going to start for a team who just scored 4 in 1 game? Stephen Fletcher has signed for French side Marseille a week after signing Stephen Corker's agent. What a coincidence. Everton have also signed a striker, but he's never going to be Lukaku, so who gives a fuck. Crystal Palace's recent offensive performances have been as flat as the earth, but they finally signed a striker, and there should be no concerns about his fitness as he used to run marathons. How did they convince him to join? The fans are passionate, the team are doing well right now, and Alan Pardew has a history of getting foreign players to love him. He lives to hear Adebayor or something. In all honesty, the chairman promised him the Crystal Palace if he scores enough goals this season. Much like his season on loan at Tottenham, he's playing for his future, where he knows his performances could take him from 40,000 to 100,000, 100,000, another 100,000, 300,000, 500,000, a million, let's have a money style. Having retired from being the worst commentator in the history of FIFA, the English Gabriel Obertan looks set to take his new club by storm, supposedly bringing not one, but 3 pillows from Tottenham to keep him comfy on the bench. As a Newcastle fan, it's a shame he isn't bringing a pillow for every fan in the stadium, because we'll need them to deal with the hemorrhoids he's about to give us. Oh well, it won't be our last signing of the window with any luck. Admittedly, I wrote that before the transfer window. I thought we were going to get Loic Remy. We didn't. Doumbia is going to be good, but I have no faith in Andros Townsend whatsoever. Leicester City have signed midfielder Daniel Amati from FC Copenhagen. Not much is known about Amati, but here's a video of him finding out he's going to be a father for the first time. Isn't that adorable? Chelsea have loaned in Brazilian striker Alexander Pato because they have such a great history of restoring the careers of underperforming strikers. The only good thing to come out of this is the fact that Chelsea have also been linked with a winger who has remarkably already scored twice for them. With John Walters and their new striker lining up alongside each other, we may finally get to hear the commentators say that old English idiom, potato to pato. I'm sure most of you have noticed already, but Patrick van Aanholt has now scored for 4 weeks in a row. What the fuck? I'm going to talk more about him in the start section. I fucked that up. As disappointed as I was that Austin came in at 7.0 instead of 316, Stone Cold Charlie Austin stunned Manchester United in his first 12 minutes in the Premier League playing for a real team. Am I going to jump the gun and tell you to buy the Berkshire Rattlesnake right off the back of one goal? Yes, the fuck I am. He's a proven finisher, he's playing with one of the best chance creators in the league, and that's the bottom line. Right, now onto my actual starts and sits. The 4 teams predicted to score the most goals this week are Manchester City, Everton, Tottenham, and Sunderland? Fuck, this is going to get weird. As we all know, myself included, Kevin Double Browner is injured until early April, meaning City will have to rely on Sterling, Silva, and Navas for the rest of the season. While I'm still recommending Aguero, who can probably still win City the title on his own, Silva Star alone is probably the next best option, particularly considering he's no longer the front wheel of a tricycle. Scooters for life. For those of you wondering what I mean, De Bruyne has had over twice as many chances created as he's had shots this season. This results in him getting the assists, the other guy getting the goal, and Silva getting a giant slice of fuck all. As proof, Silva's had 4 assists in his 343 minutes before De Bruyne arrived, and in the 732 minutes since, he's also only had 4 assists. As they teach you in Stats 101, correlation always implies causation, so Ratatouille should finally be able to cook us up some fresh points again. From Everton, as always, the best options are Romelu and Deulofeu, although thanks to Roberto Martinez's every kid gets a chance to play so I can play with their mum's rotation strategy, Deulofeu remains a balls-deep option. Both players are coming off cold streaks, but Newcastle are giving up over 4 points per game in attacking points to strikers and over 2 points to right wingers. Of course, the latter wouldn't be a problem if we'd signed a left-back, but our 2 Spanish targets stood us up, so those Aubameyang and Guillermo Shakira puns will be going to waste. If Tottenham had a left winger, this would be where I'd tell you to play them, but unfortunately for FPL players everywhere, Pochettino decides who plays in each position using a roulette table. In retrospect, probably should have called him Pochettino, but we live and we learn. At 5.8 mil, you no longer want to be buying from the deli when he's prone to rotation, so the only safe options here are Harry Kane or the Great Dane. Norwich are giving up 3.74 attacking points per game to strikers, and while Eriksen isn't skinny and tall, he is predicted to get 0.26 goals and 0.4 assists per game. Add to that the fact that Tottenham have had 11 shots on target 2 weeks in a row, and this offense is making waves. For those of you who are watching several hours in the future, when Kanye has changed the name of the album 2 more times, his 2016 album was going to be called Waves. As I previously alluded to, well, previewed or told you accidentally, Sunderland are red hot right now, with the main beneficiary being left-back Patrick the Man-Holt. I know you're wondering, and the rejected ones were Patrick Yes We Can Holt, Patrick Van Dam Holt, Patrick Van Lan Holt, Patrick Japan Holt, Patrick the Revenant Holt, and Patrick Alakazam Holt. Will he keep a clean sheet away at Manchester City? Was there any reason for B.O.B. to put Stalin was worse than Hitler in his Neil deGrasse Tyson diss? No, but he did it anyway, and that's the justification I'm going for selecting Patrick Van Aanholt this week. City haven't even conceded any attacking points against left-backs this season, and Van Aanholt has an expected goals per game of 0.065, but until a week ago, I genuinely believed the world was round, so PVA should get stuck into your lineup this week. In terms of defences, you should definitely start your West Ham boys this week. I can count on my left hand the number of goals Aston Villa are going to score this week, and I'm a double amputee. Despite having the best defence in the league right now, which still doesn't sound right, Aston Villa are trying to attack with a bunch of players who I'm not convinced could beat their under-18s, let alone the high school team that I used to play for who lost every game 3 years in a row. Why do you think I do stats so hard? I'm sure they're all trying their best, but they literally don't have wingers. Their centre mids are all defensive mids, and their best striker has been forced out onto the wing that's not even his best side. Credit to Remy Gard, he's not giving up easy, but there's nothing to be afraid of here. Add to that the fact that West Ham have only conceded 8 goals in their last 10 games thanks to D'Angelo, and this one looks clear as it'll ever be. And you thought we weren't big enough for sponsorship. We actually aren't. I'm just hoping if I put that in, I can sue them for it at some point. Should I play Manchester City defence at Old Trafford? Is it bicep day? It doesn't matter if it's Monday, Tuesday, Christmas Day, especially if it's your wedding day. You're getting it the fuck in there. Finally, I feel confident playing Leicester Defence. Liverpool have not looked strong offensively away from home. They failed to land any of Chelsea's targets in this transfer window, and their star player is out with an injury. Not only that, they don't even have a player who can exploit Leicester's glaring weakness to headers from centre-backs. Martin Skirtle's season may be over, but he's still destroying careers. Tune in next time when I inevitably make a dozen Austin Powers references after Charlie Austin scores a hat-trick against Arsenal in the midweek fixture. Ciao! That was an awful thing to end on. See you guys later. Have a good time.